Australian sperm donations appear to be drying up as a fertility clinic in Melbourne looks overseas to import American sperm. Dr. Fleur Cattrall joins me now from Melbourne. She's a specialist at Melbourne IVF fertility clinic who has made an agreement with a US sperm bank. Dr. Cattrall, is this a case of fewer sperm donors or greater demand for the product in Australia?
Well, in fact, Tony, we've seen greater demand for sperm donors since the legislative changes occurred in 2010, allowing single and same-sex couples to access donor sperm. But we've always had a demand for sperm for men with no sperm. They've needed access to sperm donation.
So it was a fertility thing initially, but now it's people who want particular traits for their baby.
Well, we're Tony all about providing choice to our patients, and unfortunately with legislation in Australia, which means once the child reaches the age of 18, they can access identifying information about their biological origins, their donor, and also you can't pay a sperm donor. It needs to be a gift. You can reimburse them for reasonable expenses. But that means it's very hard for us to attract Australian donors and provide the choice that we would like to offer our patients. So yes, we have looked overseas and we've managed to find a US-based clinic that can offer us some more choice in the sperm donors available. Just
how much, in numbers terms, has sperm donations dropped off in Australia?
Well, in fact, it's not so much of a case of the number of sperm donors have dropped. It's more that the demand has increased. So we need to provide for these couples and patients, and so we need to look overseas to do that.
But how much of the product are you likely to import from the USA?
Well, initially it will probably just cope with the demand that we're seeing, but ultimately we'd like to provide choice because we are part of a diverse society in Australia, so we'd like to offer more choice for our patients.
But you're talking here of hundreds of sperm donations from the US, aren't you?
Well, we don't know the exact numbers yet, Tony. We'll certainly look at what they can offer us, and at least at the start we'll be able to offer more choice to our patients. Now, the
idea of offering more choice, that's one thing. Is it because there is a much larger population in America and you can offer people different traits as a result of the sperm that you're importing?
Well, we would love to have more Australian donors. And certainly our first priority is always to recruit Australian donors because it's important for the child to be able to access information about their origins once they reach the age of 18. And the way that we have organised the arrangement with the states means that we can still offer contact for the child, but it would be much easier if the donors were in Australia.
What safeguards are there for importing foreign sperm?
Well, all the donors have undergone counselling and genetic screening, and the sperm is quarantined to reduce the chance of risk of infectious diseases. So it's all the requirements are as per what we would do here in Australia, so it's quite safe.
Now, I mentioned there that you're with a Victorian clinic, and initially we thought perhaps it was just a Victorian problem, but is it Australia-wide, this lack of sperm donation in Australia?
Yes, it is, Tony. In fact, many clinics around Australia have the same problem as us, and we're very fortunate that we can look at this as an option to solve this problem for our clinic in Australia.
All right, Dr. Fleur Cattrall, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.